What's up guys, Bloodshed here, bringing you another discussional video guide. This time we're going to talk about Paragon farming here in Diablo 3. I had a few of you guys ask in the last video, and I get questions a lot in the live stream since it's about that time of season where Paragon farming starts to happen more and more. People get the gear they need, and now they just need Paragon to kind of boost their character further. So hopefully this video alleviates those questions. If you guys have any suggestions that I can add to the video, put them in the comments below. It helps people, so do it. The number one way to farm Paragon is to run greater rifts, right? So you go to the obelisk, you hit greater rift, and you pick one. Whether you're solo or in a group, greater rifts are going to be the most effective way. Now, as you add people to the group, you're going to be getting more and more XP. There's a strength in numbers buff built into the game. So you're going to want to be doing them with 4 people if possible. It's kind of a cool system that helps encourage group play, but at the same time, it's a lot more effective to where it's not even close. You have 4-player groups in the season hitting around 2,000 or so, and then you have the solo players are probably around 1,100. So there's a big difference between group play and solo play. You want to do the highest level of greater rifts you can do, whether it's 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or even speed 100s, speed 110s eventually by solo or with a group. You just want to be fast and effective. The XP is definitely going to pile up for you over time. You can see even me doing a 60, I almost got a full bar, there we go, of experience points because you're just getting it at such a high rate that it's going to be worth for sure. So as you go through and progress to the rift, you're going to be earning tons of XP. Once you complete the greater rift, you're going to notice there's a quest to turn in to close the greater rift itself. That's going to give you another big chunk of XP. That's to encourage you completing the rift and not just killing the trash and leaving, right? You want to turn it in, get your XP, and then open another one. One thing to note is before you turn it in, you can actually go find a pool of reflection. There are kind of popular spots throughout the map that do spawn pools of reflection. Namely, there's one like Leoric's Manor, for instance. Has a higher chance, there we go, has a higher chance to spawn a pool of reflection. Then you would grab it, go back to the rift, or go back to the town, and then go ahead and turn it in. What this is going to do is it's going to give you a 25%, it even tells you right there, experience gains increased by 25%. So that big chunk of boosted XP that you're going to earn, you get 25% more of it, and it persists. So if you don't use the whole bonus, it'll stay with you throughout the next rift. You're just going to get that extra bonus. It sounds good, right? So every time you're farming, you're going to have a 25% increased bonus as long as you have a pool of reflection. Now, it doesn't always happen this way. Sometimes you go grab a pool, it's not there. It can take 2, sometimes 3 minutes to actually find a pool. And if your runs are 2 to 3 minutes, it's going to be super inefficient for you to even grab it in the first place. So a lot of us have stopped even hunting for pools because the amount of time it takes, if you get it right away, it's good, but if it takes 1 to 2 minutes, then you could already be halfway done with another rift. So Blood, why'd you show me about the pool thing if you don't think it's a good idea? Because it's kind of a good idea, and depending on the situation, you might use that tactic. Like I said, if someone wants to go AFK, you might grab it, or if you had a second while people are slacking, you can grab one. If your group is slacking, then it might be valuable. If your group's not slacking and they're quick, then maybe you don't grab pools, right? So you kind of have to make this decision on your own based on your friends, your comp, whoever you're playing with. This is a tactic that you can use to get more Paragon per hour. That's what this video is about. So the best way to find pools of reflection is to force spawn them in the game with a cow stick. Okay, you can see this legendary polearm right here, the bovine Bardiche. Anyway, what you can do is you can put it in the cube, just like you can put a puzzle ring in the cube, right? You transmute. Yes, I will do this for the video. I will take the sacrifice for you guys. It destroys the item in the process, opens up a cow level. Inside this cow level is a guaranteed 2 pools of reflection. So you can easily grab not 1, but 2 pools here. What if this is a GG Carlisle during the video? So here's the second one. There'll only ever be 2. I don't think I've seen more than 2 ever. So you would go ahead, grab the pools, and then proceed to close the rift. Like so. You get your big boost of XP, your 25% increased boosted XP, and then you still have, you can see the little diamond here in the corner. You still have a lot more of a bonus to go. So it'll persist with you on the next rift. So it's not just for the turn-in, it's for all sources of XP. If you die, you lose it though. Okay, so one thing to note, if you die, you lose it. It's also only attached to this character. So if you farm a bunch of pools on your barb, you log into your necromancer, they won't be there, right? The pools stack up to about 10 times. You can get about 10 pools worth of XP, and it's only on the character in which you find the pool of reflection on. It's kind of weird. It probably should be on your whole account for your Paragon, since your Paragon's on your whole account, but that's another video, right? Topic for another time. You'll notice when doing the cow levels, you have to reset. Like, it doesn't close automatically. So you'd have to tell your group, we're gonna complete the rift, open up the cow stick, grab the pools, close the greater rift, and then log out and log back in, because you have to reset it. So once everyone gets in rhythm, it's super fast. You're getting 2 pools just like that. And maybe you do it every other rift, so it's not so logging in and out. Like, you do 2 greater rifts, and then do a cow stick, do 2 greater rifts. Whatever system you want to work out with your party is cool with me. The difficulty has no effect on the amount of pools you'll find, or has no effect on greater rifts either. So a lot of times you'll see people doing this like on Torment 1. Like, people will come into the stream and be like, why are you on Torment 1, lol? LOL bad, GG, easy, whatever. Because if you're on Torment 13, the support characters, or the ZDPS we like to call them, they can't kill anything. And then the DPS is super squishy because they've sacrificed everything to do damage, so the supports can keep them alive. There's this weird dynamic where you're on T13, but you can die. And if you die, you lose the pools anyway. So you just want to be fast and efficient. So I like to leave it on T1 or normal difficulty even, since it doesn't matter. We're just using that for the pools. And if we're going around doing other stuff, we're being inefficient, we might as well just not do it in the first place. So, I don't know, early season, maybe you set it to T1, you open up the Resplendence, get your XP. The cow level does have a lot of XP, so speaking of Paragon farming, if you just ding level 70, you can actually use a cow stick right away and get a little boost to XP and get Resplendence and all that stuff. So that's something that you can do if you're a fresh 70, like 1 to 200 Paragon. It'll give you some nice experience from that. So to recap, speed running greater rifts in 3 to 5 minutes is going to be the most effective way to farm Paragon, and you want to do it in a group if possible. Now, rat runs are the current meta right now, but you don't have to subscribe to the meta. I don't. I know a lot of other streamers don't, like Adam a Disco Bear and things like that. Just play with your community, play with your friends, just have fun doing greater rifts. But I have to tell you what the best run is. If you want to know, there's a link in the description to rat runs. It's short for Rothma mages. Right now in the 261 era, that's the meta, but it might be different if you're watching this next season or the season after that, etc. I'm going to show you another method to farm pools of reflection, but to do that, I have to take you to the story mode, aka the campaign mode, and it's really weird to get to, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. So you need to be on campaign mode, you need to be on Act 5, and then you go ahead and log into the game. And what you need to do is you need to find the Enchantress. The Enchantress and the Templar both give you quests if you go through all their dialogue options, all their talking, right? So you talk to the Enchantress here, you go to talk, and then you just keep talking to her, and she goes through a bunch of stuff, and you keep talking to her over and over and over again, and eventually you unlock a Sister's quest. So let's go ahead and do that just so you can see it. Let me power through this for you. I mean, you get to find out a lot about her story, I suppose, and her sister. I actually don't know. I never pay attention to this, so lore heads, roast me in the comments. Boom. So a sister's voice pops up, okay? So this is really important. You want to help her on this. You can only get this in Act 5, right? There's a Templar quest that gives you access to, like, white item materials, and you can get that in Act 3, I believe. But in Act 5, you get the sister's quest, right? So we're going to go ahead and accept the quest. I'm going to lower the difficulty so I do not die here, because we're just here for pools anyway, right? So it's not necessary. Sorry about the noise. Right. One thing you want to know is if you complete this quest, you can never do it again. But if you don't complete it, you can get pools of reflection in here. And there can be up to 5 pools. I've only ever gotten 5, I think, as a maximum. There can be up to 5 pools in here. But if you complete it, you can never do it again. So don't talk to anybody. Don't talk to any of the exclamation marks. Don't kill anything. Just don't complete it. Just go through, grab your pools, and go. Sometimes you can get no pools, but on average, I think I would get like 2 pools a run or something like that. So this run's not looking so good. You can see all the healing wells here. they can all spawn as pools of reflection. So hopefully we get at least one. So this is something that you can do. You can't do it in between greater rifts, right? Because if you log out, then it's trash basically. So we didn't get any that time. Let's go ahead and log out and log back in. So you can't do this in between greater rifts, and if you're a squishy DPS, it's gonna be wasted because you're just gonna die, right? If you just die, then you lose all your pools anyway. So this would be good if you're like more of a tanky, like support, or if you're a tanky DPS, like maybe Crusader doesn't die a lot, or if you gonna run your cheat death passive or something like that. If you're just doing low level speeds, then maybe you go a little bit more defense. So every time you talk to her, it'll pop up right away. And you can see that resetting it doesn't take too much time at all. So like on this one in particular, we got one pull up here and then one pull down here. So we got two on this run. So overall, like you would definitely get a lot of pulls and it'll be worth it for sure. And you can pre-stack, like if you got time before you play with your friends, or you got a little bit of downtime, you just want to do something chill, you can definitely do it. But yeah, basically I'm trying to give you guys the tools so you can make all these decisions on your own and decide what's best for you. So at least you know like what you can do to get pulls. You can farm them out in the open world, you can do the Sisters Quest, or you can use cow sticks. That's just going to boost your overall XP as you're speed farming greater rifts, and might give you an extra layer of thought process that might make it a little bit more interesting, knowing if you have pulls, maybe you don't die. If you're fearful of dying, maybe you're a little bit more engaged. If you're playing on softcore, if you're on hardcore, you're always engaged enough. You're worried about disconnect deaths and stuff like that. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a better understanding of how to farm Paragon and how to boost that farming of the Paragon. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. If you do any other tactics, put them down below. People do read the comments. If you want to know about rat runs, I'm going to put Drkillbydeath's video in the description. Or you can always ask me on the live stream. I can go over all this stuff for you guys. Actually, I'll probably just link you this video. Follow me up above at twitch.tv/bloodshed. I stream Diablo there 6 days a week. Been having so much fun with Demon Hunter. And I want to crank out more and more videos. So definitely if you have any suggestions, I want to hear them. I want to hear what you have to say. This is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.